Huh. I wonder where James is. Hold on. What the din was that? James, what have you done to... Quack. What? That is not what I meant to... Fork. Stop that!
Andy, do you know what mods are?
Those robots that tell you when you've hit the limit on swears you can say in others' Twitch streams.
Kind of, but I meant game mods.
No, James. I have no idea what game mods are, or why I have the option to play Kingdom Hearts 3 as Waluigi, or why I can play Super Mario Odyssey with 9 other people in some sort of insane Mario game nightmare, or why you can experience God of War as Homer and Bart Simpson.
Diddly doodly diddly 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 doodly diddly.
So no, James, by Furor's win, I have absolutely no idea what game mods are.
Are you mad because I put a randomizer mod on things you say?
Not at all. In fact, I prefer not having to consider my dialogue and just leaving it to chance. Really? That statement wasn't interrupted? Does your mod even... beef? Yes, does your mod even beef? Exactly what I meant to say.
Alright, I'm turning that off now. Game modding is a love letter to the creators of a game that allows modders to do spectacular things with already well-established games. Things such as adding game modes, allowing the player character to change to different character models, even going so far as to add completely new adventures to already released games, like the Super Mario Odyssey mod. It's almost worth probably bricking your Switch to get.
Mods make old games enticing, new games different, and excite us for future games. Mod potential exists in almost all games now, and it was time to explore some mod potential in games we've enjoyed.
I wanted to do our first episode of this on Smash Remix. I even have a whole script written for it. But instead, we're doing one of my absolute favorite mod types.
Randomizers! The perfect combination of gambling and gameplay ever put to controllers since actual gambling was invented.
Randomizers take well-established mechanics of a game and make them, well, random. It could be movements, collectibles, progression, levels, stages, treasures, boss loot, character models, colors of things, and more. Randomizers are one of my favorite things on Earth. Unfortunately, too many exist to ever get into, so we'll just go into a few of the ones we've tested and tell you about them.
Yep. Welcome to ModSlap, and in this episode we're going to talk to you about randomizers. As a general rule, randomizers incorporate an idea known as logic. Logic is what prevents the generated randomized seed from being unbeatable. You'll never run into a situation where a key is behind the door it's supposed to unlock. With logic, a randomized game can be successfully played from start to finish. Depending on the randomizer, the settings used, and the player's knowledge of the game, glitches and tricks, logic can be manipulated or even outsmarted.
Our first randomizer, one of my favorites,
He's going to be saying that a lot.
is a randomizer for Paper Mario on the Nintendo 64, one of the greatest Mario games ever to exist. Ordinarily, a story-driven experience with stats to upgrade, items to find, and a Bowser to trounce, the randomizer seeks to deliver a very similar adventure with a few different quirks about it.
Something I was surprised to know about this randomizer. It has a tool which allows you to decide how you want to experience it. In fact, it's a website with dozens of on and off switches to let you decide what you want to be randomized, or not. You can even create a super extra hard mode where Mario dies if he doesn't execute a block action perfectly, or save blocks don't exist. Partners, star spirits, progression items, badges, stats, gear, even the colors of Mario and his partners. Almost nothing in this randomizer is safe from randomizing. We use that word a lot here.
If you turn on the Open World preset at the top of the page, some options in the settings will alter the seed so certain areas are open without needing to complete certain requirements. Shy Guy's Toy Box is immediately available without needing to trick the Shy Guy. The Whale is immediately ready to go to Lava Lava Island without needing to go inside him and fight that bug thing. And the Blue House is open! Which is a shortcut to the Penguin Village.
Venturing further down in this tool reveals the quality of life settings that are just general improvements to the game itself. You can skip quiz sections, always see enemy HP, and even give yourself the speedy spin from the very beginning. It may be worth it to use this tool to play the game the standard way, with some of these options being the only things changed.
For our randomizer, we stuck to randomizing things within reason. Big Chest still had the hammers and boots, you still had to fight bosses to get star spirits, and we skipped the first portion of Bowser's Castle.
Yeah, but you allowed Key Sanity, which randomizes all key placements. You spend hours looking for the first key to Koopa Bros Fortress. At least you allowed yourself to have partner abilities active without needing to find them first. That would have really slowed your run down.
The only real letdown I felt during this whole randomizer was finding Hammer Throw just before the final Bowser fight.
Really? That was the only thing that made you feel let down. Beyond shuffling chapter difficulties, which made the Koopa Bros way more powerful than they have any right to be, you turned on randomized text. text, eliminating any chance you have of answering Chuck Quizmo's questions right or understanding anyone.
I'll be honest, when I turned it on, I thought it would randomize the lines of text characters say, not the letters therein. My mistake. But come on, this is too fucking funny. Nehescafe, Idafa, Mirz, Weedify, Huzzai, Shzi, Ow. Dot. I'm gonna go with Gasset Kafixigni. Hot damn!
Unbelievable.
Oh, this is one you might enjoy, Andy. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker Randomizer.
Oh no, not that nightmare again. No, don't make us!
A perfect GameCube game from Nintendo that has not seen a worthwhile remaster on any other system. I said worthwhile.
It's still a game. An inferior game, but still a game.
Anyway, this randomizer has a bit more setup to it than I could ever know. Andy took the reins putting this one together, and it honestly terrifies me how much effort went into this.
It shouldn't terrify you as much as it does, because it's a simple measure. It was our first randomizer, that's the only reason it scared you, and made it look like so much effort, you baby.
Hey.
The Wind Waker Randomizer actually has a downloadable tool to help you customize the experience to your liking. It's another extensive one, so strap in for some options! You can decide how many possible locations progression items are located, things like the iron boots can be found in places like combat secret caves, and so on. You can randomize which island you start on, where keys are, where Triforce pieces end up.
Andy even added some additional mods in the game, such as character model alterations. I can play this whole sucker as Lucario, or a green creature that looks like Lucario if you mess with the color pickers, and some of them even have custom voice lines.
How convenient of me. Further options include the Swift Sail, filling in the full sea chart, skipping the boss rematches in Ganon's castle, and randomizing enemy color palettes. There are a lot of options here, right down to randomizing where your sword is located. This really is one of the most open and player-accommodating randomizer tools you can find. Now, if only James could find the sword.
It's been 10 hours, I just need the sword, oh my gloog!
Other options will limit or expand where items can be found. Give yourself a 100-hour checklist by making progression items located anywhere, or limit them to certain side quests or dungeons. Turn on key sanity and find the Goma boss key in Ganon's castle, or just randomize the things for each dungeon within those dungeons. Or be a big dummy and give yourself 7 out of the 8 shards of the Triforce so that last one is always within finding distance, but never actually found.
Lesson learned. If I want to complete this within 2 nights, never add the Savage Labyrinth chests to the mix. Leave those untouched.
This randomizer also has an open world setting, much like Paper Mario 64's, that will open up certain areas without needing to complete any of their tasks. Medley and Makar will both already be in their respective temples without the need to find them first. The Tower of the Gods will appear as soon as you find all 3 pearls. You will still need to destroy the walls and obstacles covering the Earth and Wind temples, as well as knock down the statues leading to the Dragon Roost Cavern.
Our experience with this randomizer has been a great one. Each run takes a very long time because there are so many places to check for the items you need. Our first run had us at our wits' end looking for the sword all over. We had to find some creative ways to fight everything without it. Our most recent seed gave us the sword, then the Master Sword in the very next chest. Then it was slow going as we found other progression items afterward.
Hey, at least you taught me that boomerangs can destroy cannons, and bombs can knock Bokoblin off platforms through the floor.
I hereby request that we receive a substantial increase in budget for the watchtower in whatever square this is.
That's what we need the budget for.
Didn't even get to send the email.
Unbelievable. Our third and final randomizer of note for this video will have to be the Super Mario 64 randomizer. Now, this is one of the more widely known randomizers, and it makes playing this very poorly aged game a little more fun.
Doubtful.
This randomizer, like the Wind Waker one, has a downloadable tool to help you create the seed that's perfect for you. From entrance randomization to Mario's outfit colors, there's even options for the speedrunner to disable cutscenes and the intro to help you beat this randomizer much faster. Unfortunately, there is no model switching, so you can't play as Luigi or Wario.
I see you can still fuss about with his colors, though. Look at you with your pea-colored Mario. Way to go, James.
The randomizer did it. The level design we've been accustomed to for 2 decades looks even funnier with stars, coins, blocks, and enemies in new places. Look at this crazy shit. That's not meant to be there. I have no idea how to get to that.
That star may not be in your reach.
That's okay, you still only need the 60 or 70, whatever the number is, to get to the final Bowser battle. wherever that is.
I see the perfected version of the text randomizer is here. The one you were hoping for with Paper Mario is here to impress you in Mario 64. It creates some of the best text flips in the game, from doors getting kinky to Bowser talking about his Switch course. Each unique seed is a treasure trove of characters saying some of the wildest things.
My favorite part of this randomizer is the fact you can alter tree and foliage placements. If this option is turned on, trees will appear in some positively illegal places, such as on the bridge, interrupting the endgame zoom out, which is just a joy.
Unbelievable.
This randomizer is one of the best, and while it may sometimes hand you some difficult areas to get to, you really only need the required stars to reach Bowser. Then you can beat the game, laughing in the face of that one block with a star on it on the slide that you just barely got.
Only to be shown up by a tree in the final moments. What a game.
Thank you everyone for joining in for this video where I got to discuss at length one of my favorite things to ever exist. Don't worry, there will be more of these and more ModSlap topics in the future. For now, I have to get back to testing this multiplayer mod.
For Super Mario Sunshine? Why that one? Pick a good game to try to play multiplayerly.